I mean, I think once he gets this, then they can calm down.
He did it.
When Devin Booker shoots a basketball, odds are it's going in. A draft lottery pick in 2015, Devin Booker has elevated himself from number 13 overall pick to leading superstar for the Phoenix Suns. Join me as I take you through Devin Booker, 10 things you didn't know about Devin Booker and Devin Booker's 70-point game.
Dallas has fouled the kid. Booker on a three. He got it. Devin Booker.
Number 10, it's in the genes. After his first day of high school in Mississippi, Phoenix Suns guard Devin Booker had his dad quite worried that he was going to pack his bags to go back to Michigan. It took a lot of persuading for former NBA player Melvin Booker to get his son to move to Mississippi away from his mom to Best and his hoop dream. It wasn't an easy move for a teenager who only knew suburban life to switch to an urban environment at a high school where his dad was a star. While going back to Michigan did get strong consideration, Devin Booker's perseverance not only led to an NBA career, but also a close bond with his father. Melvin Booker, his African-American father, played for the Continental Basketball Association Grand Rapids Mackers during the 1995-96 season. He averaged 28 points as a senior at Moss Point High and signed with the University of Missouri. The 6'1" point guard was a consensus 1994 Associated Press second-team All-American selection at Mizzou. With Devin Booker falling in love with basketball as a child, he had an easy role model to follow in his father.
Line gets a switch, pulling Gobert out on the step back from the corner, raising up, cash it in!
Number 9, the Mexican roots. Devin Booker is one of only 2 active NBA players with Mexican roots. Devin's maternal grandfather was born and raised in Mexico, but later migrated to the U.S. However, he instilled his Mexican traditions in Booker's mother. Booker was drafted by the Suns in 2015. It wasn't until he came to La Finquera, that's what Latinos call Phoenix, that he admitted he finally immersed himself in that side of his bloodline. Being in Phoenix made him aware of his culture. As Suns fans have been made aware of his heritage, their support for the team and Booker has grown. Booker said his Mexican culture has taught him a lot about himself. Even though he didn't fully grow up surrounded by the culture, he said it's something that's not too late to learn because at the end of the day, it is part of him.
At the 2022 USA Games, congratulations, Devin!
Number 8, spades is his game. Devin Booker plays more than just basketball. Booker plays cards in his spare time. He grew up playing spades. However, his go-to card game shifted to Bori after he witnessed another NBA player or two playing the casino-like game for 4 or more players during the charter flights on the team planes.
Three-point contest winner from the Phoenix Suns. Give it up for Devin Booker.
Number 7, the post play. As a kid, Devin remembers his alarm going off at 4:30 a.m. The idea was to beat the summer heat when he and his father arrived at the beach for their morning workouts, so Booker would rub the sleep from his eyes and then go about the unpleasant business of becoming a better basketball player. As the weeks passed, the routine hardened into habit. The pull of his weight vest, the hot sand between his toes, the slow burn of his muscles as he skipped past traffic cones and leapt over barriers. Booker was 15 and living with his father on the Gulf Coast in Mississippi, and those workouts, influenced by his father's career in Europe, helped to form the foundation. Being tall for his age, Booker actually played significant minutes in the post as a kid before ultimately becoming a shooting guard. Even then, he still dedicated portions of his post-practice routine to footwork and shot making on the block. It's paid off. Booker shot 52.5% and averaged 1.08 points per post-up possessions this season, making him the 10th most efficient player in the league with at least 50 such possessions.
Obviously, it's a tough bunch right here. Really good shooters, some of the best shooters to ever play the games.
Number 6, Booker's Hot Wheels. Being labeled as the next Kobe Bryant awards you with luxuries in life, and while a fleet of supercars would easily empty those deep pockets, Booker's taste in cars is, like his game, quite elevated. Booker's interest is more focused on American cars, as evidenced by his wide collection of lowriders, muscle cars, even a beach buggy. Flair and pizzazz are not completely void from his assortment though, as he's also been seen in a sleek and svelte matte black Ferrari 488, the successor to the Italian automaker's highly popular 458. From the early 2010s, Fans also highly respect his selection of a Grand National, a relic from the time when even the fastest cars from Italy were challenged by an All-American Buick Regal with a huge turbo attached. Booker also dips his toes into automotive subcultures like the classic rat rod aesthetic with his highly modified Chevy K5 Blazer.
He ain't going anywhere.
This is my dark horse, Reggie. This is my guy.
Number 5. Three-point contest. Devin Booker can't get enough of the three-point contest. This year, the Phoenix Suns guard was supposed to be back in the competition for the 5th time. The 24-year-old will be in the shootout for the 4th straight year. Booker finished 3rd in 2016, won it in 2018, did not advance to the finals in 19, and was 2nd last year to Sacramento Kings guard Buddy Hield. Booker still holds the record for most points in a single round, racking up 28 in 2018. That's a record for a single round. The league noticed Booker's shooting stroke immediately and invited its youngest player to participate in the 2016 three-point contest. The 19-year-old rookie acquitted himself very well, reaching the final round before ultimately losing to Klay Thompson. Booker returned in 2018 and won the contest, beating Thompson with a record 28 points in that final round. This season was to mark his 5th appearance in the competition before ultimately pulling out due to injury.
We came out and did what we intended to do, get off to a great start.
Number 4, off the bench. Booker's star status was built on a bench player's foundation in college. The former Kentucky Wildcat did not start a single game and averaged just 21.5 minutes in his lone collegiate season. That did not stop him, though, from shooting 41.1% from three-point range in the Wildcats' march to the Final Four.
Playing against Booker tonight, he went straight to my move. The first time he caught it.
Number 3, be legendary. Booker admired many iconic shooting guards growing up, but Kobe Bryant's game and competitive edge hold a special place in his esteem. Bryant noticed the young Booker as well, especially when he tried to use one of his own patented post moves against him in Bryant's last career game at Phoenix in 2016. The Lakers legend laughed about that sequence in post-game comments to the media, but he shared a private moment with Booker himself. That meeting included a gift, a pair of signature shoes on which Bryant had written, "Be legendary." Booker has since gotten the phrase tattooed on his arm and admitted his idol was very much on his mind when he scored 47 points in Game 6 to eliminate Bryant's former team in the first round of the 2021 playoffs.
57-11, rose gold, my favorite timepiece for sure.
Number 2, he's keeping up with a Kardashian. Devin Booker is popular for his unique set of eyes, his offensive strength, his meteoric rise as a player, and also for his girls. On Valentine's Day 2021, Jennifer, 25, went Instagram official with the 24-year-old Phoenix Suns NBA player sharing a photo of the two together to her Instagram story. Not even a week later, Jenner was photographed watching his game from the stands. The gestures come almost 1 year after the two first sparked romantic rumors. In March 2020, during the period of lockdown and no basketball around, Devin found his interest in Kendall Jenner. The two Scorpions went off the hook instantly and became the new favorites of the paparazzi. Recently, Booker and Jenner celebrated their 1-year anniversary by sharing photos, complete with PDA, on Instagram. This is rare for the fairly private couple who kept the relationship under wraps at the beginning.
For the recognition, but I'm glad that, the foundation is getting this type of light and this type of exposure.
Number 1, the 70-point special. So there's no sugarcoating it. History-making moments have been few and far between during the last decade of Phoenix Suns basketball. But on March 24, 2017, a TD Garden crowd in Boston found itself cheering for a Suns player against their beloved Celtics. Not that they wanted the Suns to win. The Celtics had the game well in hand, but the fans in Boston were witnessing something rare. Phoenix guard Devin Booker was in pursuit of a 70-point game. Only 5 NBA players had scored 70 points or more in a game before that night. At the age of 20, he was the youngest ever to score 70 points in a game, or even 60. Booker had come close to the 40-point plateau a few times that season, but no one expected the feat that Booker reached on the Garden's parquet floor that Friday night. And why would they? 5 months into the season, the Suns had only won 22 games. They were on a 6-game losing streak that eventually ballooned to 13 straight losses. It would be nearly 3 years before Suns fans celebrated a Booker All-Star appearance. But on that night in Boston, Booker served notice to the NBA that a budding superstar had arrived. So what do you think? What do you make of these amazing facts about Devin Booker? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure that you subscribe and like us. I'll see you next time here on the channel. Until then, it's goodbye.